Why wouldn't I get a loan from my bank? They know me. So that's I guess a good question. It's something that I hear a lot actually from, you know, funny enough, people who are like pretty financially literate. It's like a running joke in my, my industry. Commercial banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, are kind of the joke of the mortgage lending industry. So first of all, your bank doesn't they don't know you. Just because that you have a certain amount of money deposited into a checking or savings account, they don't have even 1/10 of the information that is required to sell off a loan onto the secondary market, right? So if you think about it, yeah, they can see how much money is being deposited into your checking account from your job every month, but that doesn't mean that they have access to your W-2s, to your pay stubs, to your tax returns, any of that other information. Really, the only leg up that they have is they already have a copy of 2 months worth of your account statements for your down payment proof of funds. So typically, what I've seen and the complaints that I've heard from customers is that the rates are not particularly competitive with their big retail banks. The process is very slow, and the people that they're working with are typically not as skilled at getting tricky situations handled. So on real estate transaction, obviously speed is very important. Knowing that you're going to be approved when you're going to be approved and having that done in a timely manner is very important. So, having something take 45 days, when it could be done in 2 weeks just doesn't really benefit um, anybody. Secondly, your local branch, of your B of A or whatever, wherever you do your banking, um, that is not where they actually process the loans. So like what a lot of people don't realize is even if you meet with like your mortgage advisor at a local bank branch, you know what I mean? Like they are going to take in your application and they are going to send it off to a processor, which is warehoused in some office somewhere. And they're flying blind. They don't have access to the bank's internal systems. So my advice is, if you want to pay more money and have a slower, clunkier process with somebody who does not primarily focus on mortgage lending, who does kind of like a jack of all trades. You've got, you can get a credit card, you can get a savings account, you can get a mortgage, right? So if you want a more expensive, worse process from somebody who doesn't really know what you're doing, then you should go and work with your local retail, your retail bank. If you want a streamlined, efficient process and to get a better deal, then you should work with somebody whose primary focus